So, what will be the consequences of flat Earth? What will be the consequences of us knowing, and by us I mean really all of humanity, knowing that we live on a plane and not on a planet? I've recently watched many videos talking about how the fact that individually, living, knowing you're not living on a planet, you're living on a plane, makes you question a lot of the programming, all of the programming basically, and makes you realize that you haven't been thinking with your own mind. You weren't allowed to. You were basically brainwashed by propaganda. And that includes everything you know, including the shape of the place where you live in. So if the lie goes that far, of course, they're also lying about history, they're also lying about science, they're also lying about the culture, and everything. You're basically living in the matrix, meaning you're basically living in a fake version of reality. And well, you're actually living a dream. You're not living reality because you're not thinking for yourself. You are thinking according to what they fed you all this time, to their propaganda. So you're living in an alternative reality. That's basically the idea, right? So, okay, so individually, that makes you really frees your mind from all this conditioning. Okay, I get that, and I see a lot of videos of people talking about that, and they're really great. They I agree completely with this idea. I mean, it sets your mind free from the conditioning, right? Okay, I agree with that. Even though I think for you to even accept the idea, and for you to even start actually researching about it, you have to be open-minded. So you can't be someone who is like fully brainwashed. Okay, so it's not like the people who are being free from flat Earth. They're not being freed from flat Earth. There are people who were already predisposed to be free, to be set free, right, from the propaganda. So it's not like the flat Earth has the power to do that. It's really the flat Earth, the idea of a flat Earth, it only enables the power that's already in you. It only unblocks the power that is already in you and has been blocked by all this propaganda, right? But one of the things I've been really curious about is not the difference that makes on an individual level. It's the difference that will make on it's the difference that's going to make for humanity as a whole. What difference is that going to make when enough people have woken up to the point media cannot keep lying to us about it. And by media, I don't just mean the news, the press, right? I think these are two different things. I really mean all the propaganda, including academia, including cultural industry, including, literally every science, in literally every sphere that they have infiltrated in order to make us believe we live in a different reality, right? In order to literally transport us to this different reality. So, what difference is that going to make? Like, what are we going to continue to live in this? Because to me, the consequences, I cannot imagine the day it finally, it gets, the day these news finally get on the mainstream, like you see your main news anchor, saying, breaking news, Earth is flat. We have been lied to. There's what's the conclusion? What's the only conclusion we as humanity are gonna have to admit? We're gonna have to admit that there is a cabal, right? For lack of a better term, there is a group of people, individuals, who are conspiring against all of humanity, who are using and abusing us. This is, it becomes obvious. So it becomes evident that there are people behind the scenes doing their best to enslave us. So how is it possible that a major worldwide revolution, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna break out? I mean, are we gonna still continue believing that we are free when we actually live in a fascist dictatorship? Are we gonna continue to pretend there is nobody? Are we gonna, how is it possible we are gonna continue with the same systems of economical, political, and cultural and social interactions when it becomes absolutely evident that there is a group of people lying to us about everything and possessing our minds? In order to enslave us. Because if all the governments are lying, if space agencies are lying to us about the shape of the Earth, and obviously they're lying to us about everything else, including history and everything else, all the aspects of economy, all aspects of politics. And if they're lying to us, and if behind every single country there are people who are involved in this lie, and these people are the ones who are controlling economy, politics, culture, corporations, how is it possible this system of things, how is it possible for these evil men to continue controlling us once their mask falls? Once we expose the lie, how is it? I mean, we expose not individually, but as the entire humanity. Once it becomes unbearable for their propaganda to continue to work, because it's like the news that the Earth is flat is already out there. How is it possible for us to continue to not investigate one by one who these people really are, and make a revolution? How's it possible not to? Like, and that's another question. That leads me to another question. These evil men who are feeding us propaganda and controlling us and taking us to an alternative forcing us to live in their alternative reality, haven't they thought about that? I mean, they didn't see this day coming. They don't have a backup plan. They don't have a plan to counteract this. They don't have a plan to they don't have a plan for the day that this plan comes to an end. Their plan comes to an end. They don't have a plan for the day. Like, they didn't see. I cannot believe these people did not see this day coming. The day when we finally, everybody wakes up to the fact that we live on a flat plane and we have been lied to about everything and we are living in an alternative reality. I cannot imagine these people don't have a plan for the day this happens. For the day you see on your main television channel, for all the TV channels saying news, breaking news, the world is flat. I mean, they must have a plan to try to continue controlling us even after their lies have been exposed. They must have a plan. And what is that plan? How are they going to try? I can't imagine. These people are too they're too greedy, right? They're not going to accept being removed of power and being held accountable for their lies. They're not going to accept. Especially because their crimes are too big not to be punished in the most severe ways possible. So they know this. They know people are not going to, just say, oh, it's okay, you just lied to us and enslaved us our entire lives and made us fight against each other and provoked wars and death and genocide. It's okay. Of course they know it will be the end of them. So how do they plan for the way they plan to try to delay this process is, of course, by internet trolling, trolling in general, right? I mean, like, the internet has become infested with trolls who are using fake identities to comment on videos on the internet and come up with counter arguments against flat Earth, and to make us flat earthers, like there is a flat earther, because Earth is flat, so technically everybody is a flat earther. But they're trying to do their best to delay the day of the final disclosure, the worldwide disclosure. I don't know if I can say worldwide because the world is not round, but I think Yeah, I think that's okay to say, right? I'm not sure. So uh, there is. So they must have a plan. They must have a plan to continue in power even after the news have become mainstream. Their lies have been exposed worldwide for all of humanity. You know. So, what's their plan? How do they plan to continue in power? How do they plan to continue enslaving us even after they have been completely exposed? So yeah, that's these are my questions. You know, these are my questions. What's gonna happen when enough people wake up and we finally realize, everybody, like all humanity realizes, we have been lied to and we have been living in an alternative reality. We have been enslaved by lies and deception. And what is their plan to continue in power, and what's their plan to continue enslaving us even after these news come to surface? You know, these are my questions. I don't know.